Securities offered through TJ Stearns, a registered representative of Crown Capital Securities LP, member FINRA SIPC. Content is intended to provide accurate information, however, is not intended as financial, tax, or legal advice. Please consult a financial, legal, or tax professional for specific information regarding your individual situation. Opinions expressed and provided are for general informational purposes only and should not be considered a solicitation for the purchase or sale of any security.
Welcome to Protect and Grow with Chicagoland certified financial planner Tim Stearns of TJ Stearns Incorporated. Trust, respect, and results. TJ Stearns Incorporated focuses on comprehensive financial planning and benefits.
And welcome into the program. This is Protect and Grow Chicagoland Retirement with Tim Stearns, CFP, certified financial planner, your resource, ladies and gentlemen, for that common sense information that we need to navigate this complex, sometimes frustrating financial world. But with a plan in place, it can be a little less complex and a little less frustrating. Tim, welcome in. And today we're going to be talking about getting that plan in the listeners' hands.
Yeah, I find that most people don't have a plan. And we harp on this every week, but I still see it daily at our office. People coming in and going, yeah, I think I'm going to be okay. I'm going to throw a quote out there from Greg Reed. He's an author and motivational speaker. He says, a dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. A plan backed by action makes your dreams come true. And I know that most people's dream is to never have to go back to work when they're retired. And that is what we help people do. So we have, our plan is called the Protect and Grow plan. So it's got investments in it, and it's got a written income plan. We take everything into place, like everything but the kitchen sink, as my mom would say. So we make sure that we are getting it done.
Well, the key step there then, Tim, to make that initial dream a reality really is determined by our resolution and determining what steps we need to take. And you offer to put that kind of guide, that plan, a tangible written plan broken down into simple, easy to follow instructions into people's hands. You call it that Protect and Grow plan. And today we're going to be talking more about the Protect and Grow plan, what it consists of, and how those listeners out there in Chicagoland worried about and thinking about their financial future, how they can get that in their hands. Ladies and gentlemen, it starts with a very simple first step. Give Tim Stearns, TJ Stearns, Inc. a call. He's willing to sit down with you, talk it through, whether it's just a quick phone call to get things started, an introduction, or a full-blown planning session to get that plan in your hands. 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. 800-640-2256. And if you maybe don't feel like achieving your dreams is possible, you want to admit defeat, hey, turn the channel right now. But for those of you that want to make those retirement realities that you envision come true, that's what having the plan allows you to do. So today we're going to talk about what that plan consists of and the action items. Why this plan, the Protect and Grow plan, is different than what you're going to get from any other planning firm in Chicagoland or really anywhere nationwide. So Tim, where do we start with that planning process after we give you a call at 800-640-2256?
Well, it's actually simpler than most people think. Again, I feel like it's like going to get a physical at the doctor. People don't want to do that. They don't want to go to the doctor. They don't want to go to the dentist, whatever, what have you. Use the analogy that you want. But at the end of the day, once they leave here with a plan, an actionable plan, they feel better. If I had a nickel every time someone said, you know what, Tim, now that we have a plan, I sleep better at night, and I know she's going to be okay, or he's going to be okay if something happens to me. So, you have to know where you're at. So, we always tell people, let's take a snapshot of your current situation and then build from there. A lot of people don't realize how much risk they have at stake. They don't know if they're diversified or not. These are all the things that go into that plan. But at the end of the day, retirement is about paying your bills. And if you don't have that ability to know that you're going to have that money, you're going to have a miserable retirement. And in our classes, our retirement classes, which again, I will do a Zoom with anyone who wants to do it. We talk about how, 30 plus year retirement is a real thing nowadays. People are living longer and longer. The average male is going to live to be 85. The average female, 88. And, if you're retiring in your early 60s, that's a long time to be retired. And what else do people not have anymore? Pensions. So you are dealing with people who have ERISA, which is the 401k, and they don't know what they're hoping they're going to be okay. And what we do is we make it so that they work in the know, that we know that they're going to be okay.
Well, if nothing else, this snapshot of where you are currently at is worth the investment of time that it takes to get that plan put together. But there's so many other components of it. However, you have to know where you are. It may cause you to smile. It may cause some areas for concern, but at least you know either way, you are more knowledgeable and in control of your path forward when you know where you stand. If you've ever read a map and you want to get to some place, Tim, the most important thing is starting from the right location. I remember when I used to go to malls, haven't done that in a while, but I'd want to get in and get out as quick as I could. So I'd look at the directory right there by the front door. And the first thing I'd do is find the red arrow, you are here. And then I could map out the quickest way to the store I needed to get to and back out of the mall. And that's sort of what you're talking about here. When you talk about the snapshot of the current situation, it is the you are here moment that people really need to understand their starting point.
Right. And I think that, doctors make recommendations every day for more routine, or even serious health matters. Financial and retirement planners and advisors make recommendations in much the same way. And, it takes another set of eyes sometimes. That's what we hear a lot is, can we just have you look at what we have going on? And I'd say 90% of the people are doing asset allocation, which again, we've talked about this ad nauseum, but in the last 20 years, it's failed 4 times. People are getting away from feeling how they did in March of last year, because the market bounced back, but it's a little bit of an artificial bounce back. I really don't believe in it, because I think the Fed propped up the market, and that can be argued. But I mean, at the end of the day, what we do with people is we get a priorities, what's the top things on their to-do list. One of the things we see a lot of is, most 9 out of 10 Americans do not have long-term care plans, and 7 out of 10 of them are going to need it. So one thing we've been harping on with people a lot is, you have health insurance, you have Medicare, let's say, you have home insurance, you have car insurance. Shouldn't you insure for long-term care when probably 70% of Americans are going to need it?
Well, areas for concern, Tim, that's another part of that planning process, identifying where we have insufficiencies or where we are optimal and where we've got some advantage in the things that we're currently doing. We've got to identify where we are making good use of our money, where we're leveraging our money, or where we may need to make some changes, pivot, change in direction. But again, mapping out that snapshot of where you are now, and then the next step of the goals of where you want to get to, and clearly defining those, and finally having those recommendations for how to achieve those goals. That's all part of the planning process. If you'd like that protect and grow plan in your hands, ladies and gentlemen, that has those simple, easy to understand instructions for how to accomplish and achieve your financial goals, pick up the phone, give Tim Stearns, TJ Stearns Inc. a call, a certified financial planner willing to sit down with you, either in person or virtually, through the ease, the convenience, the safety of technology. Get that plan put together. All you got to do is take the first step and be willing to invest a bit of your time. 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. Tim, when you get to the goals portion, there was a famous line. I don't know if the Cheshire Cat actually ever said it, but when you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there, is attributed to the Cheshire Cat as Alice was making her confusing journey through Wonderland. And essentially, I mean, that's where a lot of people are with their financial planning. I want to get somewhere. Well, where do you want to get to? I don't know. Well, then any path is going to get you there, right?
Right. I mean, one of the things that we try to do with people is boil it down. I mean, we have a lot of smart people come in here, that have made a lot of money over their careers, but they don't really know kind of what to do next, and I told this story the other day on the radio, is that when we videoed my dad on his last day on the railroad, I asked him, when we watched this video, and we watched it 100 times, what were you thinking that day? And he was thinking, what is next for me? So, and my dad luckily had a railroad pension. So if you don't have a pension and you only have Social Security, you need to be a little bit concerned about making your money last, because whatever that amount is on your last day on the job, that's what you have. It's a finite amount. So we count with our plan. The recommendations are written down for our clients in easy to understand language so that they can put them into action. A plan is only as good as what you do with it. If you just do a plan for the heck of it and you don't actually any action on it, what's the point? It's a waste of your time and our time.
Yep.
But if you want to have a good plan, we can do that and we can put it into action. One of the things we love to look for in people is, things like, what deficiencies do they have? And when I say long-term care, I'm not talking about a standalone product. There's hybrids now that are much better, where it's not use it or lose it. My parents' age group, that was in vogue, in the 80s, 90s, to buy these things that if you didn't ever go in a nursing home, so be it, that was it, and so now they have these hybrid products that build cash value. They have a death benefit, and they also have long-term care benefits if you can't do two of your activities of daily living. And I think that's something that's definitely missed by most Americans.
Well, with your customized Protect and Grow plan, you can have those easy to understand action steps, those recommendations, so that you can put them into action and achieve your financial goals. If you'd like to get that comprehensive plan in your hands, pick up the phone, give Tim Stearns a call, a certified financial planner willing to help you get that plan put together, get that Protect and Grow plan in your hands. 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256. So Tim, what are some of the things that these recommendations within the Protect and Grow plan cover?
Well, first of all, I can't stress this enough. We're going to cover income. How are you going to pay your bills? We've had clients who, we had a client the other day who came in and she wanted to rip all of her money out of her IRA to put it down so the house didn't have a mortgage payment anymore. And I said to her, do you realize the tax bill you're going to have? And luckily our CPA here sat in with me and said, you're going to jump 2 to 3 tax brackets that you're not used to. And then what are you going to live on after that? So we talk about income. We're going to talk about investments and see kind of where they're at. Are they risk takers? Are they not? Because, I'm 49 now. I definitely took more risk when I was younger. And nowadays I don't want losses ever, And so that's why I'm very proud that we use stop loss products, that, they'll go to cash like they did in March when everything hit the fan. The other thing we're going to talk about is the number one bill you're going to have. Well, there's 2 number one bills in my mind: taxes and healthcare. We're our Medicare certified, and we make sure that we, most people do planning for taxes after the fact. We try to get ahead of it, accountability, so that what your tax bill is going to be. No surprises come, after the first of the year. And then lastly, and I'm proud to say that we have an estate attorney here, legacy. If they're trying to leave something, how are they going to do that? That hybrid life insurance that I was talking about, that's a heck of a way to do it. And, the estate planning limit right now is 11 million. It's going to sunset in 2026 down to 5, but there's been legislation out there that they want to move it down to $3 million. They do that, you're going to lose 40 cents on a dollar. And I know that most Americans didn't work their tails off their whole life to pay the government estate taxes. So maybe that's another way to help pay that.
So Tim, with those action items, with those issues that are addressed, as you just said, income, investments, taxes, legacy, healthcare, with those things, would it be fair to say that certain people, certain types of investors and clients have different priorities? They have different action items and steps they should be taking, and a different timeline over which they should be concerned about these things? Because the example you just gave with the estate tax being talked about being reduced, I would imagine somebody that does have that kind of net worth within the family, that's a much higher priority for them than somebody who is just trying to make the $500,000 or the $1 million that they do have last over the course of their retirement. So these are all different aspects that you can take into account when putting together a customized Protect and Grow plan.
Exactly. Definitely. We address all that. We cover everything. The questionnaire that we will email to people, or that some people like a paper copy, but it's fillable, if we email it to you, and it takes into account everything from estate planning, life insurance, you know, uh, 401ks, IRAs, Roths, everything, what are your biggest concerns? And if people put the time in, we'll give them a great plan. If they rush through it and say, oh, it's a number, I don't know what the heck it is. I think I spend, 8 grand a month, or whatever they're guessing. And that doesn't work. We need to sit down and actually boil it down so that we get a plan going that's actually, consistent with what your life looks like.
Well, if you would like that protect and grow plan in your hands, a customized plan outlining those priorities, the action items, how you can execute them, and over what timeline, concise, consolidated, easy to understand, actionable steps and language, pick up the phone right now and give certified financial planner CFP Tim Stearns a call. 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. And Tim, as you're going through the assessment that it takes to build this plan, making good use of your time, it doesn't take forever. You're usually maybe 1 or 2 hours of time to get that information and put it together. But some items are maybe going to be in good order. Others probably need attention, but the action plan for what is needed is what individuals walk away with. And then what are the results thereafter, Tim?
Well, I mean, the results are about accountability and follow through. Again, if we do a plan for someone and they're going to take bits and pieces of it, that's fine, I guess. But even professionals use a coach, and I feel like that's kind of what we're doing. Is that we're coaching them through a successful, hopefully successful retirement.
Tim, I go back in my mind to times before heavy machinery, and this may be going on a little tangent here, but the Great Pyramids, and many other architectural wonders were built before the gas combustion engine or cranes or heavy machinery. Sure. They were done. That was accomplished by individuals who understood what tools meant and how they could provide as much leverage as possible. And I think that that's where the help and the assistance of a certified financial planner comes in building our financial structure, is that you understand the tools that are out there and available and where they can help us find leverage to build what we envision more successfully.
Right. And we're we have all the tools here. We are a full financial planning firm. So there's nothing that we really run across that we don't know the answer, or we can't get it from one of our resources that we have. Having a CPA again is great. Having an estate attorney on staff is great too, because we can get, I don't want to say it's one-stop shopping, but we're a pretty cohesive, comprehensive team.
Tim, where can this plan, the customized protect and grow plan, help us improve our outlook into the future?
Well, we're going to identify key opportunities. Where can money, time, or effort be put to a better use? Where are the windows of opportunity that could be missed or closed if not properly utilized?
Like that estate tax.
Exactly. Right. And a lot of people don't know about that. Or, I marvel that a year ago, basically now, they passed the Secure Act, and people, they don't know it. I mean, they have I heard about it, but they don't know the nooks and crannies of that thing. And the devil's in the details on that. The stretch IRA is gone. And we've talked about this before. When I was taking a taxation class, one of the things the guy said is, he said, if they gave you something in your left, the IRS gave you something in your left-hand pocket, they just took it from your right. And that's exactly, now you can wait till you're 72, but they took away, like you talked about, those are generations that could be being left money.
Yeah, and they essentially, they gave us an extra year and a half and took away multiple lifetimes of available tax deferral and triple compounding. Right. So Tim, I mean, you said you identify key opportunities, but also helping people identify insufficiencies and the way that plans were structured before 2019, before 2020, that may now be a very insufficient type of plan for passing assets on generationally, not only with the estate tax, but now how IRAs are actually handled by law.
Well, problems are opportunities for improvement. If you can't identify what's going wrong or where you're going wrong, how can you get everything headed in the right direction? So, put it underneath the microscope and see what your retirement's going to look like, and see what you might have deficiencies in, and see what we can fix is what we do for people.
Tim, a lot of people have the question, how can I get my money to work harder for me? And that protect and grow plan, a big component of it is identifying what we have already and identifying those opportunities to get assets to work harder or smarter.
Right. Well, sometimes there's better products out there that have lower risk, lower fees, and find ways for a single dollar to serve multiple purposes. We kill a lot of birds with one stone, as they say. So I think that, we're the Swiss Army knife. We have all kinds of tools that we can use to solve these problems for people. One of the things that the multi-year guaranteed annuity is a great product right now. My mom's 91 years old, and she was sick of looking at these CDs at the bank and, in our building that she also does banking at, and earning nothing. And we got her 2.4% for 3 years, and she's ecstatic. Where are you gonna get that? And then she gets her money free and clear after 3 years. It's not an annuity for 10 years or anything like that. But these are opportunities that you can help people if they have money being lazy. And we run a report on that too, that shows people, your money could be doing this and you're missing out on this opportunity.
Identifying underperforming assets, Tim, one of the quickest ways, one of the easiest ways to rapidly accelerate the progress that we are making. If we can, a lot of people earning 0.01% at bank savings, money markets, CDs, even less than 0.5%. If you can multiply the growth, the interest on that money by 6, by 10, by 240 times,
Right.
Tim, that's a whole lot more progress that we're going to be making. And you even talked, Tim, about reaching into those investment portfolios and being able to identify and improve underperforming assets and overexposure to risk there as well.
Right. Well, most savers and investors understand they're taking some risk, but it may be difficult for them to exactly quantify how much. So our portfolio analysis can help them quantify and better understand the risks they're taking and what they're exposed to. Not just market risk. Market risk is common, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. There's longevity risk. There's secrets of returns risk. These are all things we talk about, in our book. And that's one of the things I'd just like to offer anyone with over $500,000 worth of assets. We'll be happy to get the book Income Allocation out to them. It talks about all the different risks that are inherent in a retirement that are not being addressed by most advisors.
Well, not just that protect and grow plans, custom designed for you with the help and assistance of a CFP certified financial planner, but also the book Income Allocation. If you'd like either of those opportunities, those offers, ladies and gentlemen, call from today's program right now, 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256, or go online, tjstearns.com, tjstearns.com. So Tim, the protect and grow plan, obviously with what we've talked about, it is different, but describe for us how this is different, how you are seeing this is different from what most savers and investors have in their plans, have in their hands as far as a plan that they can refer to.
Well, a lot of times you see these projections, where if they're going to earn 8% a year. The market doesn't do that consistently. So we don't deal with stuff like that. We deal with concrete answers that we know a quantifiable amount of money that's going to come out of the products, so that we actually have a plan. Our protect and grow plan is different. You will not get this plan anywhere else. It's specifically designed by us and specially crafted for their situation. No two plans are the same. Our proprietary processes identifies what specific steps and actions you need to take to achieve your specific goals. And, that's one big thing is we ask people, what are your goals? Do you want to help put a grandson or granddaughter through college? Do you want to move to another state, which we hear a lot about in Chicagoland? Do you want to go somewhere warmer? And this time of the year, that doesn't sound so bad.
Sure. Well, Tim, once that plan is in my hands, fantastic. I've got a snapshot of where I am. I've defined my goals. I've got some recommendations on action items, timeline, how to execute. I have to imagine that you then have a conversation about the actual implementation. A plan without action probably is not going to do a whole lot for us. So how do we take that next step? And then once we have the Protect and Grow plan, go about the process of actually implementing the plan?
Well, with being a financial planner, I actually, we meet with the potential client, kind of go over what they have going on, and then get a plan together. And after that, they probably have more questions than answers, and we go through it. And then if they want to move forward, then we move forward. So it's a process, but it's a darn good process. And I just know that it's helped a ton of people, and it makes our job fun because we're helping people get to that goal, which is a successful retirement.
Well, you must have a plan, ladies and gentlemen, bottom line, to get your financial life in order and to make the most progress possible. At TJ Stearns Inc., certified financial planner Tim Stearns helps Chicagoland area savers and investors get a better handle on their current situation, that snapshot of where you are, and will help savers and investors better determine their outcome and make their goals their realities through specific planning, a list of priorities, action items, and a timeline over which you should be considering each step in your plan. It's customized to you. If you would like that Protect and Grow plan, or if you would like that book, Income Allocation, in your hands today, pick up the phone and give a call. Tim Stearns, willing to help anyone serious about planning for their financial future. Now, obviously, some strategies work better for certain savers and investors, but if you are serious, if you are planning for your future, certified financial planner, Tim Stearns, willing to invest his time, if you're willing to invest some of yours to make your plans, to make your goals a reality. Pick up the phone, give a call, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256. Tim, always a pleasure. We appreciate you being here as the resource serving as a certified financial planner to Chicagoland area savers and investors.
Peter, thanks for having me.
Tune into Chicagoland certified financial planner Tim Stearns' full radio program on 890 WLS every Sunday at 11 a.m. and visit tjstearns.com for many valuable resources, including other great episodes of Chicagoland Retirement. Be sure to subscribe.
Securities offered through TJ Stearns, a registered representative of Crown Capital Securities LP, member FINRA SIPC. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature, not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs.